Tak vás zdravím a vítám vás zpátky. Tak jak vidíte, tak jsem zkoušel trošičku sázet v tom kasínu. No, abych byl upřímnej, tak to není moc zrovna nejvydělečnější. Já mám... To je tady, že jo? Já jsem to... Kolik jsem měl? Asi 4 litry, ne? A něco. Já jsem to zkoušel s těma stovkama tady. A moc jsem toho nevydělal. Zkoušel jsem po výhře vždycky uložit hru, pak načíst a takhle jsem to zkoušel, ale stejně výsledek byl skoro stejný, žádný prachy pořádný jste neměli. Takže to nemá ani cenu skoro spíš dělat, bych řekl. A nebo to dělám špatně. Co jsme měli za úkol? Jo, odletět, že jo? Už je to den, co jsme to hráli. No, to je vedlejšák. Máme dělat tohle. Poletíme tam. Najít Liaru. Liaru. Ne Laru, ale Liaru.
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Počkej, co to teroristi náhodou? Jsem tu správně.
What do you say we head down to Cora's den after shift?
Sounds good. Some of the others are going for Novio's farewell thing.
Damn, I forgot that was today. Where's he going again?
Novaria. Apparently, they've got a huge demand for corporate security.
Novaria? Isn't that the frozen planet?
Yeah, I wouldn't go, but I guess the pay's pretty good.
Huh.
Garrus, if you do not mind me asking, how do you feel about hunting a Turian?
Saren is either a traitor or a madman. Taking him down will restore the good name of Turians everywhere.
Things are different among my people. There are so few of us. We are expected to be loyal, even when it is difficult.
No, jak řekl Garus. Šiši. Asi neposlouchal, jak mu řekla. Já potřebuji ten taxík, tady je taxík. To není taxík, to auto. Čekat, dáme taxík, ne? Nebo hned vedle. Tady, rychlá přeprava. My musíme do Cčka. Sakra, mě bolí břicho. Asi se na mě pít tu perlivou vodu. Tady.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
Není to náhodou ta žena, co nechtěli vydat to její tělo tomu manželi? Tak říkám, ne. Léna, no. To si dobře pamatuju.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Ty si to bude dělat po mém.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
For too long, our species has stood apart from the others.
Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Teď už na něm nezáleží.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Já bych opravdu klikal některé ty věci, no. Jenomže nechci mít tu špatnou karmu, no.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Až na to, že Nihilus nebyl zrádce, ale obětní beránek, protože umřel.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
To nevím, no.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
Carry on, Presley.
Jo, ve
Yes,
dvojce
sir.
už určitě ne. Takže jsme dostali ochránce. Takže ještě, že jsem to neklik na to dolní. Možná bychom dostali tu negativní. Já teď prolezu posádku. Jo, tady je taky dobrý v tom, že můžete je to. Vy s nima, s tou radou budete komunikovat. A vy při tom rozhovoru můžete dokonce i odpojit jejich vysílání. No, odpojit, spíš vypnout, no. A to, když jsem to dělal poprvé, tak jsem se tu docela hodně zasmál. Protože oni řekli něco urážlivého a já jsem to rovnou vypípl. Vykašlal jsem se na ně. To mě bavilo. Přišlo mi to zábavný. Asi horko. Asi se utřel.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Just trying to
I've
get a sense.
wasted enough of your time.
We'll talk another time.
Commander?
To mi teda moc neřekl. tady je.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe. I wanted to travel the stars, but humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And
How
the
well do you
Alliance
know?
tends to keep to himself
Jo,
then.
toho taky jo.
Maybe
I should
because...
go.
Tak tohle
Goodbye,
si pamatuju
Commander.
naštěstí. Jo, kde je to? Spící koje. Tohle by měla být mé kajuta, ne? Jo, vedle se už tam máte lepší tu kajutu.
Looking for supplies? You bet, Commander.
Tak jo. Takže jsme koupili pár těch nových. Těch licencí prostě. Bych to nevyslovil určitě zase. Se kousnu do jazyka. Já jsem si to vlastně zapomněl ještě přečíst, co znamená těžká, střední a lehká ta zbroj. Vrex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no... Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
To je škoda, no.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Dostal jsem za úroveň. Když jsem to hrál poprvé, tak jsem nevěděl, o čem se mluví samozřejmě, protože oni vám to hned na začátku neřeknou, co ten... Ježíš, jak to bylo? Geno... No, víte, co myslím. Jsou nakažený, nemůžu se rozmnožovat pořádně. Myslím, že oni, ty korogani, byli něco jako by králíci, že se rozmnožili hodně rychle. Jenomže jak se sami slyšeli, oni jsou bojová jednotka, oni dobíjejí. Takže oni dobíjeli planety a to se ostatním rasám samozřejmě nelíbilo. Tak tam hodili Genofate. To jsem řekl správně, ne? Geno něco. Tak já jsem zastánce spíš obou, tedy samozřejmě, že když máte jako rasu, co se chce rozmnožit a vyhladit vás, že se asi budete bránit, ne?
Commander?
Počkat.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner. No offense, I appreciate the If I had been more... I'll make sure it doesn't happen.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
C-Sex. Tak to si tak budu pamatovat.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Jo, tady ten... Garus.
Commander, good to see you.
Já bych potřeboval, aby někdo řekl jeho jméno.
Commander, how are you?
Co rozsvítí? Všimli jste si?
Shepard?
Ještě musíme říct za Tyly.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Tak jsme se dozvěděli pár věcí o naší lodi.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Až na to, že ona tam nemůže spát, protože je to pro ní moc velké ticho.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Tak trošičku se divím, že ostatní rasy nedávají vinu karavanům, že ty Gethové se utrhly ze řetězu. Když vím, že počas jsem se občas narazil na lidi, co nemají ty karavany moc v lásce. Samozřejmě nevím, jestli říkám to slovo správně, ty karavany, ale to je teď jedno. Protože oni docela ty Gethové docela ukazují, že jsou hodně nebezpeční. Jak jste si mohli všimnout asi, když jsme s nima bojovali. Že ostatní rasy nějak na to nějak nereagovali, jako... Máte jako krogany, ty by taky nebezpeční něco udělali. Stelerizovali, nebo jak se to říká? No, omezili prostě plození, no. Divím se, že si s těma karavánama vůbec někdo baví. Když celý vesmír ohrozují Gethové. Kvůli právě karavanům. Že to jim nemají nějak za zlý. Ale třeba tam něco bylo a jenom o tom nevím.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought.